Good morning. Man, you guys are on it. Plus I was late, so there's that. Okay, so today we're gonna do this guy here. This little guy. I've just spent like 20 minutes putting different colors up because I can't choose what color to do. Oh, maybe I'll do this. I just can't choose. I just feel like every color I pick up is not the right color. I'm in such a little funk today, you know. So just bear with me. I think I'm just gonna do this one. It'll be fine. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna try, hi George, I'm gonna try a brick stitch. Now brick stitch is when you do a regular back stitch in a line, and then the next line you offset it like bricks. So if I use all my pegs, let's pretend that this is a back stitch here, like this, 1, 2, 3. In my head, this was gonna work. Yeah, like this, 1, 2, 3. So we've done a back stitch, back stitch, back stitch. And the next one is gonna be offset like bricks. So it's gonna go the middle of this one to the middle of this one. And then you just keep on stitching that way. So you get a nice thick line, offset like bricks. But you don't get those lines like this. So sometimes people will do it just like this. So we'll do a back stitch, back stitch, back stitch, and then go and do the same stitch right next to it. And it makes these separations like this so that your eyes are like boom, boom, boom. But when you offset it like a brick, it makes it the brick stitch and it makes it so it looks like a regular line. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, back to stitching and being sane. So I'm gonna do all 6 strands. We'll see. This has a lot of little pieces and parts and stuff, so it might be a little bit difficult, but I think it's gonna look really good. All right, so I'm gonna do a 1 up through the middle, 1 this way, 1 that way, 1 that way, and then go back and do all the little pieces. That's how we would normally do it. I think let's just focus on this section here until we get the idea of it, and then we can jump around and do all the little pieces when we get it, you know? But I find it easier if you, for me, if you do all the long pieces, the really, really long ones, and then go back and just do a couple little stitches here and there, and then you can see how it looks instead of going from the bottom and trying to do them as you go. I think sometimes it can get a little bit messy that way. So let's just focus on this one here so I can show you the technique and you can see what it looks like, and then you can decide for yourself what you want to do. Okay? So just the same with any, this one starts off the main one. Just the same with any back stitch. We're just going to back stitch all the way down. Now the length of your stitches here, you're going to want to do that the entire way. Okay? So like whatever you choose here, that's like that's the one that you're going to stick with. So we'll do 1 big long one. Just a regular back stitch. And we're going to double this up, remember, with the brick stitch by making it offset. just a regular, a bit boring. Also, sorry if the doorbell rings because yesterday I ran out of packing tape, literally on my second one, and we don't have any more. So I've got like 40 rolls of packing tape coming just to make sure I don't ever run out again. So I'm sorry if the doorbell rings whilst I'm on the video. Okay, so we've got our back stitch. Now I'm going to go back right next to it, right underneath of it, and then I'm going to offset the stitches. So I'm going to do one from the middle of this one, yeah, to the end. Just a little half stitch. And then the middle of this one to the middle of that one. And remember, these are just two rows that are next to each other. You're not actually going into any stitches. So this isn't like the split stitch where you go into the different stitches. You're just making another row next to the stitches and then offset them like bricks. And you're done. So you can see that each of these is going just about in the middle of the one before it. So this is going to be one of those where you're going to have to go back and do all the little pieces. And that is totally okay. Now remember, I started with a little offshoot. So my main one, I'll be doing almost hiding beneath his little head there and going over that line. So let's go back and do some of the little pieces. Now you can choose to make all of these pieces, like stitch every single one of them, or you can choose to not. Up to you. Whatever you feel like. Don't forget to start with a little half stitch like that. And then we'll just keep filling these in as we go. Now this is one of those that some people really don't like it. I don't know why necessarily. Some people have some really strong feelings about the brick stitch. Can probably just go all the way down on this one. I wouldn't be alive if I didn't get a knot, right? Like every day this week. Give me a break, guys. So hopefully this will give a nice look to it. I feel like I'm not close enough. Let's see. And like I said, there are a lot of lines, so if you feel like you don't want to do all of these lines, that's 100% fine. You can just do some of them and then go back and see what it looks like, and then do a little bit more until you've decided that it's finished, because only you can decide when it's finished and when it isn't. We just want to really try and keep that brick feel to it, that brick look. Hi, Carrie. Hey. Oh, I totally didn't brick that one. Girl, you don't even want to know how I am. It's been such a hard week. I don't even want to talk about it because, like, I don't even want to, like, negative, you know, make it negative. But goodness gracious, I'm ready for next week already, you know? You know, when you're just done and you just want to be finished, like, everything's gone wrong this week. I'm just ready for the next one, you know? This week is can be done now. Like everything has gone wrong. And then last night, I'll tell you, last night I got my first 1-star review for an embroidery hoop I made and sent. And I'm just devastated. But you'll have these things, you know? Not everyone's going to like what you make. Not everyone's going to be 100% supportive. Not everyone's going to be nice. So you just have to learn to roll with it, you know? That cannot be right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. They said that I looked cheap and it looked like a piece of rubbish. So, yeah. So that's fun. It's always good to get feedback. Oh, but like obviously like it does like hurt your feelings a little bit, you know? Because like I made that. And then someone just straight up was like, just left a review and then messaged me after and was like, I'm sorry, but not sorry. This doesn't look anything like what I have ordered. But yeah, it's just because you'll know after you after you have an exchange with someone, you know that no matter what you do, they're not going to be happy. And I think you'll only know this like if you're in customer service or if you've worked in customer service or not just about small businesses, but like I used to work in an Italian grocery store and we had this all the time. You knew that no matter what you did, they were not going to be happy. And I had this feeling before I even made the hoop. And it's really my own fault for not, you know. And it wasn't a custom hoop or anything. It was literally just, this is the picture, I'll make it. Like, it's just a regular listing. I mean, if you really want to see, you can go to Etsy. I mean, and anyone can read the reviews. They're not private. But it's just a regular hoop, and she just said it looked nothing like the picture. And in the picture I had like a 4-inch hoop and then 2 8-inch hoops as the examples. She said the fabric was too white. So it's like, you know that no matter what you do, like I'm best to just move on, you know? But still, it's a little bit like, bummer. So obviously we've stitched over part of this. Let me just grab, oh, nope, I've buried it. Let me just open my iPad and see how far. But at least now you know why I'm just a bit like, ugh. You know? And then the stealing, and then the emails. It's just like, guys, this is not what this is meant to be. This is not what this is meant to be, okay? Okay, so just a reminder, I have a lot of little marks here, okay? So you can omit some of these. Don't feel like you have to put all of these in. Yeah, even just right now, I can tell you I'm not doing like 7 lines on top of this one, this padded back stitch. There's no way I'm doing that. So don't feel like you have to like go over it. I would suggest going over it a little bit just because then you'll see that these here are in the background. But also don't completely cover your work up because you've done that work, you know? You want to just do a little bit to show the perspective really, like, and all the different layers, but at the same time, you really don't want to cover up all of the hard work that we did with that, you know, backstitch. And I have been reading your comments and they're absolutely lovely. I'm trying not to read them too much because it's going to make me cry. So, but I don't know, like, and someone said, like, reach out to her. I did send her an email. So, you know, maybe she'll respond, but I've just got feeling, like I said, just got feeling that no matter what I do, unless I literally just give her all her money back and say, you can keep it, I feel like she's not going to be happy. Which I'm not sure I want to do that either. Okay, to be honest, that's probably all I'm going to do right there. Yeah, so, okay, so Hannah says, I don't get why people don't contact you first before giving a bad review. So, to be fair, she did leave a review and then send me a message. So, some people, I don't know. I don't know. Kay Lindo. Oh, gracias. My thread is like falling apart. Yeah, see, and like, to be fair, I don't feel comfortable giving a refund just because it's not their taste, you know? Because there's nothing wrong with it, like, you know? So it's just that they don't like it. So maybe they'll send it back. Okay, more positive note. Let's change the subject because when I first got on here, I really didn't want to talk about it. And then obviously I did because I just love you all so much and I feel like you needed an explanation as to why I wasn't like my perky happy self today. Okay, but look how like good this coral is gonna look when it's all finished. I feel like it totally looks like coral. Like it gives that look of like it's a little bit delicate and like I think it's gonna look so good. Honestly, guys, today I just want my tape so I can tape up these boxes and send them out. That's all I want. I just want to just zen out, writing thank you notes on them, and that's it. It says it's meant to come. I had to order it from Amazon, so it would come today. But Hannah says it looks beautiful already, and I love the color. Me too. I thought it was like a little bit too similar, but I did use it over here. That's the same color as this one. So I did use it over here, and I feel like because of that, it's like tied it in a little bit. So that's what I mean when I tell people, especially like when people message and say, I don't know about colors. What should I do? What should I do? Like just get however many that you can afford that you like the colors of, you know, because some threads are quite expensive. Like I know here they're like £1.15 or something for just one skein. So like if I gave you a pattern that had 27 colors in it, that's like 30 pounds, you know? So it can get really expensive if you're not careful. So that's why it's like, if you have some colors, just use those, you know? Use those that you have, and then, yeah, it makes everything look really nice and cohesive, and like you've planned it that way, even if the real reason is because you can't afford any other ones. Which, I'm not gonna lie, when I started out embroidery, that's exactly what I did. I only bought like 10 colors or something. And then I just kept reusing them in like all of my work. And people were like, oh, you always choose the most lovely colors. And in my head, I was going, no, I'm choosing the exact same 10 colors that I bought a month ago because I can't afford it anymore. But to some people, you know, it will be like, wow, that's so amazing. And then in your head, you're like, no, I know what I'm doing. And it's not that. But I think it looks so good that way, you know, if you can choose just a couple and keep using them and using them. Got a little dicey there, I'm not gonna lie. What? Sarah Loves Sewing says, my mom just gave me her stash of about 200 colors. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I even looked on Facebook Marketplace the other day because someone was looking for threads. So I wanted to like, you know, give some suggestions. And man, some people are out there hustling with these threads. They're like, I have over 500 colors and I'll sell them to you for 40p each. Any color that you want. I'm like, man, look at you go. I don't know where they got them. They must have got them from like a garage sale or something. But it's so funny. Like everybody knows how expensive they are and everyone's like, I got you. I was looking for just like a free, like, here's a sewing kit, like an old sewing kit that my grandma used to have, and if you want it, come get it type situation. Or like pay for postage, something like that for her, but she found something on her own in the end. But yeah, people be out there like hustling with these threads. They're like reselling them, everything. Okay. I think it's gonna look so good. I can't wait. It's one of those things like where now I start to think, oh, I cannot wait for this to be over because I cannot wait to see everyone's hoops. Like we're just at the point where everything's starting to come together a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But then I don't want it to be over because I think stitch-alongs are so fun. I don't want it to be, but I want it to be because I just want to see what everyone's done. Like so far, everyone's done such a great job. Whew, thank goodness. I think I'm going to have to go over this one just a little bit because my thing's poking out there. you know? My French knot that I made down there. Okay, so it says your layering looks perfect. That's what I'm worrying about. So the biggest tip for layering is to put your needle straight up through the top. Okay, let me zoom in and then you can see a little bit better, I think. So you want to go straight up, but you can't even see, but the needle's right there. Ow. Okay, straight up through the top like this. And then straight down where you want it to go. So the real problem when layering is when people go on an angle like this, because I think sometimes when people are stitching, they'll hold their needle like that, you know, and then use like this finger to push it down. So they'll be going like this on an angle. And when it's on an angle, it's going to pull your threads to either direction. So what you really want to do is keep it straight up and down. This is going to be like the most horrible place to put one because I already know there's a knot back there. And you want to pull it straight down so that your threads don't really have any other place to go but to just lay straight. Yeah? The other thing is not to pull it too hard, because when you start to pull it too hard, then all the threads behind it will start to pull with it. Let me think of any other tips I have. I'm totally just going to do 2 straight stitches here instead of doing the brick stitch because it's on top of this one and it's already giving me grief. Whew. I just bent over. You could hear my back crack. I can't pull the needle through. Okay, so there's one side finished, like that. I could probably keep going. And these ones here should be easy peasy because there really isn't any layering over here except for on top of that part. Love it. Thank you. Honestly, I cannot wait to see your guys's because they're going to look so good. I just know it. I already know it, you know? I will say though, some people really have a hard time with brick stitch, and the only thing you have to remember is to keep your stitches next to each other, do the half stitch to start it off with to make it into a brick, and then from there it's just in the middle somewhere. You don't have to be perfect, you know? Nobody's perfect. Your stitches won't be perfect, and you won't be perfect. Man, grim today over here on the stitch along. Jesus. Whew. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, that's just the reality of the situation, guys. Okay? You're gonna mess up. I mess up all the time. Obviously, I messed up because got a bad review. But, like, it's just gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, so if you mess up, then don't worry. You can always take it out. If you don't like this stitch, then just don't ever do it again. You know, give it a good try this time. And if it's not for you, then don't do it. Another good contender for this stitch, or for this coral, was going to be the chain stitch. But we've already done the chain stitch, so I thought we could do the brick stitch and then mix it up a little bit, you know? Oh man, there is a little bit. Forget about it. Life's not perfect. Exactly. I think some of you were at the Stitchalong in February when I was talking about the Life in the UK test. So I have to book it like in the next couple weeks since I'm not going to America for the summer. So I have to book it soon. And I am so nervous, guys. It's 50 pounds and you can take it as many times as you want, but I can't apply for my visa until I pass it. So I have to pass it at some point, you know? Oh, I'm so nervous. I need to go back to doing all of the studying like I was before in February when I was doing the other Stitchalong. Because I don't think I've picked up a book since then, like to do studying. I've just been reading like my own books. But if you're not, I have not taken it before, no. But you get 45 minutes to do 24 questions. And they're all like related to the history of England from the very beginning of time until now. And it covers everything from the kings and queens of England to the wives, to the first people who settled here and what were they called, to like how many people are like in the House of Commons, like everything, like what is the flower of Ireland, and like what's the local dish of Wales, like all of this stuff. It's okay. So if you go to Life in the UK, I'll do a swipe up for it. There's a bunch of like practice tests that are like not endorsed by the test, but it's like people who've taken the test have come back and like written down the questions and the answers so that you can test yourself. So I've done the test with a bunch of British people and they've failed every time. They can't stay. They have to get kicked out. Yeah, it's really difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Especially because like when I grew up, I didn't have a good like history teacher. They were very much like, here are the notes, write them down. I was like, oh, okay, good. This is fun. It's horrible. Ooh, someone said I had to do similar to become an Aussie, and I finished it in 10 minutes. Jamie says, why the hell do they make you do this? Because you have to learn about the country that you're going to live in, apparently. You have to know everything about it. Yeah, so I have to apply, when you first come to the UK, like on a spouse visa, you have to apply every 30 months. So I did 30 months and then, so I got in, yeah, and then I got 30 months, and then you have to apply again, and that lasts for 30 months. And then after this, so it's been 5 years since I've been here. After this, it's, I don't have to apply anymore, so it's just, I'm just here. It's like a right to remain thing. So I have to pay all the money and take the test. Yeah, I can take it as many times as I want. It's 50 pounds each time. I have to book it 3 days in advance, and if I fail it, I can only take it 7 days later. So, like, no stress. I'm sure you will nail it. I'm not sure I will nail it. I'm so bad at taking tests, but I have taken a lot of those practice quizzes on that website I was telling you about. So I'll do a swipe up after this, and then you can have a go and tell me what you got. Or maybe I should just make one. Maybe I should just do like a quiz on the thing. But on their quiz at least, it would like tell you why it's wrong. Whereas my quiz would not. It would just be like, you're wrong. I don't know why, but that's not what the answer says. What happens if you fail the test? You can take another one in 7 days. So you have to pay another £50 and then take another one in 7 days. You can take it as many times as you want. It's just you have to pass it before I apply with the for the visa thing. I'm just like, people that are just a bad test taker, that's literally me. Like, I'm just not good at taking tests. Like, I seem to forget everything that I've ever learned when I take the test. Like, but at least it's like, it's not a write-in test, it's a multiple choice. So it's like, what is the War of Roses? And then it would be like a battle between England and America, a battle between France and Germany, a battle, you know what I mean? Like, and then so like you can choose the one. So even if you didn't know exactly what the family names were, you could somehow figure it out, if you knew a little bit. So that's my strategy, just know a little bit, and hopefully I can, It's in Birmingham, so it's not too far. All right, I should probably go because it's going to take ages to upload. So yeah, I think I can probably do another stitch along now that I'm not going to the States. Whereas last year we did one in September, like right when I got back. I could probably do one in August, maybe. Who knows what it'll be about. The history of England, because I'll know all about it. God, can you imagine? Hello from Turkey. Hello. Yeah, I've already had people asking about Christmas stitch-alongs. Hubby says that sponge thing looks like an owl sitting in a tree, like this one. That's funny. But yeah, people are already asking about Christmas stitch-alongs and Christmas products. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so behind. And Hannah says, with multiple choice, I always hope that my brain subconsciously chooses the right answer. Yeah, like you have to go with your gut, right? I was telling David, it's like, because it's 24 questions and it's 50 pounds. It's like, if I get one wrong, it's like 2 pounds thrown away. So, oh, and I think you have to get over 18 out of 24 to pass. Probably end up just going and like not telling anyone. Ooh. All right. Well, I think that's enough whining from me today. I'll end this little guy and then come back and do the rest this afternoon. Cross your fingers that my tape gets here soon. Because all I want to do is send these packages. Like more than anything else. I'm like, go away. Hope you have a better day today. Thank you. Guys, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even said anything. I should have just kept it to myself. But I'm not going to lie. This has like totally cheered me up. So thank you. Y'all are literally the best. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let's zoom out. That's what we've got from today. Obviously, you could do way more with this. You could go back and add some darker pink highlights here and there. I wouldn't recommend outlining it, only because it would take forever, but it would also really make it pop. So there's always that part, you know? Imagine like a really bright or like a dark red. Like that would look so good. Yeah, but just try and do a little bit of it. Remember to take some breaks, stretch your fingers, okay? Let's not get any hand cramps. I'm only saying it now because a couple people since lockdown and being in their house, they've been stitching a lot. And because they've been stitching a lot, their wrists and fingers have been starting to hurt. So some of these are quite labor intensive. So keep that in mind that you really do take a break. It's really easy to get caught up in it, especially if you're like, oh, I'm so relaxed. But then once you put that hoop down and you let your fingers relax, like you'll feel it. So make sure you're taking breaks, walking around, you know, doing all that stuff. Be sure to go to the Barmy Fox SAL hashtag and like and comment on some friends' work. And yeah, I will talk to you later tomorrow. Hopefully, make sure you're taking breaks, Mary. She says, I've been stitching a lot. Yeah. Do some finger exercises. We used to have to do this in school. Did you guys have to do that? And then 4. We used to have to do that all the time. But yeah, make sure you're taking breaks. But I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully in a more upbeat mood. All right. Enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.